Hello, we're the Cryptid Code. We're your hosts, Harmon.
Kenzie.
JP.
And we like to talk about cryptids and aliens and generally anything spooky.
And we cuss a lot.
Indeed. Jeez, this intro is barely making it. Thank God for
But
the
we're doing
power of
something
editing.
different today.
True, true, for it is the season of the witch. The veil between worlds grows thin, and the dead again walk the earth.
Damn.
People wear costumes and hide their faces, pretend they're someone different than who they are before. Children go door to door, asking for treats under the threat of hopefully harmless tricks. But yes, it is, of course, Halloween. And
Woo!
as we are a channel dedicated to generally anything spooky, it would be remiss of us to let the season pass by without some form of celebration, right?
Yeah.
So, instead of a cryptid, we're going to be diving into spooky tales.
Woo.
We'll think of a name for this. I'm thinking campfire stories or the Cryptid Code trick or treat.
Ooh, I like the trick or treat.
So, we all brought a story for us to share around the virtual campfire. Who wishes to go first?
I will go first. I feel like I don't know what y'all's stories are. Well, I know what Kenzie's is. I don't know what yours is, Harmon.
You do not know what mine
But
is. I barely.
I know the premises of yours,
Yes.
and I can already
She
tell
doesn't know
that.
what hers is.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm gonna go first because I think I have the least creepy. I think it's the one we should start with.
Okay.
And
This
I'm
is
doing.
Dr. Seuss's Haunted Pants.
It is not. It is Neil Gaiman, sir.
Hey.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
love
I'm
Neil
gonna
Gaiman.
read. Yeah, I'm gonna read Neil Gaiman's "Click Clack the Rattle Bag."
Click clack the rattle bag.
Ooh.
Indeed. Before you take me up to bed, will you tell me a story? Do you actually need me to take you up to bed? I asked the boy. He thought for a moment, then, with intense seriousness, yes, actually, I think you do. It's because I finished my homework, and so it's my bedtime, and I'm a bit scared. Not very scared, just a bit, but it is a very big house, and lots of times the lights don't work, and it's sort of dark. I reached over and tousled his hair. I can understand that, I said. It is a very big old house. He nodded. We were in the kitchen, where it was light and warm. I put down my magazine on the kitchen table. What kind of story would you like me to tell you? Well, he said, thoughtfully, I don't think it should be too scary, because then when I go to bed, I'll just be thinking about monsters the whole time. But if it isn't just a little bit scary, then I won't be interested. And you make up scary stories, don't you? I know she says that that's what you do. She exaggerates. I write stories, yes. Nothing that's been published yet. Though, and I write lots of different kinds of stories. But you do write scary stories. Yes. The boy looked up at me from the shadows by the door, where he was waiting. Do you know any stories about Click Clack the Rattle Bag? I don't think so. Those are the best stories. Do they tell them at your school? He shrugged. Sometimes. What's a Click Clack the Rattle Bag story? He was a precocious child and was unimpressed by his sister's boyfriend's ignorance. You could see it on his face. Everybody knows them. I don't, I said, trying not to smile. He looked at me as if he was trying to decide whether or not I was pulling his leg. He said, I think maybe you should take me up to my bedroom, and then you can tell me a story before I go to sleep. But a very not scary story, because I'll be up in my bedroom then, and it's actually a bit dark up there, too. I said, shall I leave a note for your sister telling her where we are? You can, but you'll hear when they get back. The front door is very slammy. We walked out of the warm and cozy kitchen into the hallway of the big house, where it was chilly and drafty and dark. I flicked the light switch, but nothing happened. The bulb's gone, the boy said. That always happens. Our eyes adjusted to the shadows. The moon was almost full, and blue-white moonlight shone in through the high windows of the staircase, down into the hall. "We'll be all right," I said. "Yes," said the boy, soberly. "I'm very glad you're here." He seemed less precautious now. His hand found mine, and he held onto my fingers, comfortably, trustingly, and if he knew me all his life. I felt responsible, an adult. I did not know the feeling I had for his sister, who was my girlfriend, was love. Not yet, but I liked that the child treated me as one of the family. I felt like his big brother, and I stood taller, and if there was something unsettling about the empty house, I would not have admitted it for words. The stairs creaked beneath the threadbare stair carpet. "Click clacks," said the boy, "are the best monsters ever." "Are they from television?" "I don't think so. I don't think any people know where they come from. Mostly they come from the dark." "Good place for a monster to come." "Yes." We walked along the upper corridor in shadows, walking from patch of moonlight to patch of moonlight. It really was a big house. I wished I had a flashlight. "They come from the dark," said the boy, holding onto my hand. "I think probably they're made of dark, and they come in when you don't pay attention. That's when they come in, and then they take you back to their, not nest. What's a word that's like nest, but not? House? No, it's not a house. Lair?" He was silent. Then, "I think that's the word. Yeah, lair." He squeezed my hand, and he stopped talking. "Right, so they take people who don't pay attention back to their lair, and what do they do then?" "You're monsters. Do they suck all the blood out of you like vampires?" He snorted. "Vampires don't suck all the blood out of you. They only drink a little bit, just to keep them going. And, flying around. Click-clacks are much scarier than vampires." "I'm not scared of vampires," I told him. "Me neither. I'm not scared of vampires either. Do you want to know what click-clacks do? They drink you," said the boy. Like a Coke?" "Coke is very bad for you," said the boy. "If you put a tooth in Coke, in the morning, it'll be dissolved into nothing. That's how bad Coke is for you, and why you must always clean your teeth. Every night." I heard the Coke story as a boy, and had been told as an adult that it wasn't true, but was certain that a lie which promoted dental hygiene was a good lie, and I let it pass. "Click-clacks drink you," said the boy. "First they bite you, and then you go all ishy inside, and all your meat and all your brains and everything except your bones and your skin turns into a wet, milk-shaky stuff, and then the click-clacks suck it out through the holes where your eyes used to be." "That's disgusting," I told him. "Did you make it up?" We'd reached the last flight of stairs, all the way into the big house. "No." "I can't believe you kids make up stuff like that." "You didn't ask me about the rattlebag," he said. "Right. What's the rattlebag?" "Well," he said, sagely, soberly, a small voice in the darkness beside me. "Once you're just bones and skin, they hang you up on a hook, and you rattle in the wind." So what do these click-clacks look like? Even as I asked him, I wish I could take the question back and leave it unasked. I thought huge, spidery creatures like the one in the showers that morning. I'm afraid of spiders. I was relieved when the boy said, "They look like what you weren't expecting, what you aren't paying attention to." We were climbing wooden steps now. I held onto the railing on my left, held his hand with the right. As he walked beside me, it smelled like dust and old wood. That high in the house, the boy's tread was certain, even though the moonlight was scarce. "Do you know what story you're going to tell me to put me to bed?" he asked. "It doesn't actually have to be scary." "Not really." "Maybe you could tell me about this evening. Tell me what you did." "That won't make much of a story for you. My girlfriend just moved to a new place on the edge of town. She inherited from her aunt or someone. It's very big and very old. I'm going to spend my first night with her tonight. So I've been waiting for an hour or so for her and her housemates to come back with the wine. and an Indian takeaway. See, said the boy. There was that precautious amusement again. But all kids can be insufferable sometimes when they think they know something you don't. It's probably good for them. You know all that, but you don't think. You just let your brain fill in the gaps. He pushed open the door to the attic room. It was perfectly dark. The opening door disturbed the air, and I heard things rattle gently, like dry bones and thin bags in the slight wind. Click, clack, click, clack, like that. I would have put away then, if I could, but small, firm fingers pulled me forward, unrelentingly, into the dark. That's it.
Well, damn.
That was a lot longer than I thought it would be.
Holy shit, that was good.
Thank you.
Neil Gaiman knows what he's doing.
I'm now self-conscious about my story choice.
I did choose Neil Gaiman, so I kind of cheated a little bit still.
That was good.
Still,
What
that was
are we rating it?
masterful.
How
I was on the
spooky
edge
was
of my
this?
seat.
What, Kenzie?
I said, what are we rating this? How spooky was
Pretty
it?
Spooky. I put a firm 7.
7 spook.
Is the mood piece.
Very spooky.
Maybe
I would say a
6.
7. Yeah.
Maybe
6.5.
6.5.
It was very, very atmospheric.
Atmospheric. Yeah, I feel like I need to be sitting in like a log cabin with a fire going in the fireplace as I listen about this creepy boy.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. Then how are we doing this? Am I just going next or
Yep.
awesome
suppose.
sauce?
So,
Kill. So this is a story from Reddit, and it is called Mine and My Father's Skinwalker Experience. It's by Neptune420. It was posted 5 years ago. So here we go. My father owns a small delivery service that operates out of Farmington, New Mexico. We mostly deliver small packages out to the middle of nowhere that are too much of a hassle for the larger delivery companies to bother with. My dad is the only employee, and we have a few pickup trucks and a trailer. One day we get a delivery out to Window Rock, Arizona, on the Navajo reservation about 2 hours from Farmington. My dad gets the call for the job while he was chilling with his friend who is Navajo, Travis, and his girlfriend. Travis mentions how he's got family in Window Rock and that he hasn't seen them in ages and suggests that they go with him. I was about 6 or 7 at the time, and it was the summertime, so Dad decided we'll go down together. He can do his delivery really quick. Then while Travis sees his family, we can go check out the Window Rock, which is a big rock face with a large hole in it that goes to the other side. It's pretty cool. We had a convoy in separate trucks since my dad's was loaded down with freight. We decided to bring along some walkie-talkies so we could communicate with one another. We spent our time in Window Rock. Everything is generally uneventful, and we started heading home along the old highway with my dad and I in front and Travis and his girlfriend and their truck behind us. I honestly don't remember most of the Window Rock trip, but this next part I can never forget. We're somewhere on the highway between Window Rock. I cannot speak English to save my life today. Between Window Rock and Gallup, New Mexico. It had just rained earlier in the day, and the road was kind of slick, so we were taking it pretty slow. On the left of the highway, there was nothing but sandstone cliffs, and on the right, there's a huge field separated from the road by a small barbed wire fence. We crest the top of this hill, and down at the bottom of the hill, we see what appears to be a very large dog sitting back on its haunches in the middle of the road, facing the cliffs. My dad calls over the radio, "Hey, Travis, do you see that big ass dog?" Travis starts yelling back immediately over the radio, "That is not a dog. Speed up right now and hit it." He almost sounded hysterical. He literally kept screaming, "Hit it. You have to hit it. Please, please hit that fucking thing right now." So my dad starts to speed up. And as we get a bit closer, I can begin to see it a little more closely. It's covered in this brown, wiry, matted hair that appears to have dried blood all over it. It's still facing the cliffs, but the moment our headlights hit it, it turns and looks at us, and it has a face. I don't know how else to describe it other than a mix between a bear's and a human's face. It looked twisted and distorted, almost in pain. As we got closer to this thing, we start to realize it's actually fucking huge. Though it was still sitting on its haunches, it is about shoulder height with the hood of the truck. We got literally inches from hitting it when it lets out this scream that sounds like someone screaming as their lungs were filling with water, and it leapt backwards toward the field, landing just on our side of the barbed wire fence. Then, with another leap, it was gone from sight. Travis is over on the radio again, yelling, "Holy shit, keep driving. We have to get out of here. We have to go faster." He kept repeating that last part. We have to get out of here and we have to go faster. Pretty soon, we are speeding like crazy, and just as we start to come near the outskirts of Gallup, we get pulled over. Travis pulls his truck over with us. Naturally, this makes the cop, a Navajo man himself, very on edge, and he immediately asks why Travis felt the need to pull over as well. Travis says, "We just saw a skinwalker a few miles back, and it's been following us." The officer immediately turns white, stammers something about a verbal warning, gets in his car, and takes off. We do the same. We didn't see anything else that night, but when we got home, Travis refused to let us leave without taking some kind of Navajo totem thing that was supposed to keep it away. So yeah, I guess that's my skinwalker story. There you go. That's the end.
Neat.
Very, very casual ending there.
I
from
know. I was like,
Neptune 420. That was spooky.
I know. I was like, when I first read it, I was like, what in the actual fuck? Yeah, you can't mimic
All right.
that kind of fear over a walkie-talkie with a car behind you and like not feel that panic as well. Because when I first read the story, it actually gave me chills. Even though as I was reading it to you guys, I kept stumbling over my words. So I am so sorry.
No worries, no worries. Oh, okay. I kind of want to put ourselves in this situation for a moment. Imagine you're out in the desert, and let me tell you, driving out in the desert at night, it is just walls of darkness on both sides. You can't see anything except for maybe a few feet in the headlights. You know your friend is behind you. You see a weird animal on the road, and your friend calls you telling you to hit it. Would you?
No, because like they said initially, they thought it was a dog. And I'm like, why would you hit a dog? Like, I'm sorry, I can't. It could be a coyote, it could be a wolf. I'm not gonna hit it. I'm not gonna hit an animal on purpose. But if it was an animal that was on its haunches in the middle of the road, looking hella weird with like a half human face, half not human face, like I would speed up. I probably wouldn't hit it, but I would get my ass around it and keep going and not look back.
My question, because it's supposed to be a true
About you,
story, right?
Jake?
Like it's
Yeah.
supposed to be that actually happened.
Yeah, this
The
is supposed to
question
be a true
is, so
story.
his friend was behind him, and they're both in like trucks, right? Like
Yeah.
moving trucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
How fuck does his friend see it?
They were going down a hill, and it was like at the top of the next one, from what I understand. So that means the guy behind him would have been able to see what was in front of him.
But like how, like if it's like Harmon says, like you have no light at all. I don't know. I think it's a bullshit story.
Well, it could also have to do with the fact that like when he said like, "Hey, do you see this dog up here?" His friend immediately was like, "That's not a fucking dog. I know it's not a fucking dog. I know where we are, and I know that that's not a dog. So we're gonna hit it and keep on going on our merry way." And
Hit
then,
that motherfucker.
well, and then I assume as they passed it, the friend saw it and was like, "Okay, this is definitely what I thought it was. We need to get out of here." I just can't believe that they continued to speed like that.
Jake,
They got pulled
if
over.
you're in that situation,
Well, I mean, I probably wouldn't hit
are
it.
you hitting the dog, Jake?
There's a chance it was a dog. I probably wouldn't hit it.
Or like, are you speeding up?
I'll probably speed up. I'll probably speed up if I saw anything in the middle of the desert at night and there's only me and like a few other people. I'll probably speed up no matter what it was.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to like deal with anything in the middle of a freaking desert.
Some bystander flagging you down for help, and you just fucking annihilate this man.
No.
Gotta kill him.
Oh my god, I've been lost in the desert for days. I'm gonna flag down this car for help. Oh Jesus!
No. Well, again, this thing is in the middle of the road, sitting on its haunches, very large and covered in matted fur, and it has a half human face and a half bear face. So, JP, what does that sound like to you?
That sounds like a fucking
I
monster.
totally.
It sounds like a fucking monster of a bear.
Or a bear.
Like a sick ass bear. Yeah.
There's no bears in the desert, guys.
Is there really not?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna Google
Are there-
this. Are there bears in the desert?
So, what are we rating this? Wait, what really freaks me out is the police officer just being like, "Oh, there's a disturbance. I better get the hell out of here." That's freaky. That would be the moment I realized we stumbled on something mortals were not meant to see.
You found the aliens.
Also, bears do live in the desert. Just
There
not.
are
not-
desert bears.
They are our desert bears. They're called goy bears.
But are they like actual bears, or are they like how red pandas are technically pandas, or technically raccoons?
These are freaking bears, dude. Grizzly bears. They've
Dude,
seen
did you
frequented
know
deserts.
red pandas are technically pandas?
Shut up.
The goby bear. It's a bear, and black bears have also been seen in deserts.
I gotta find these Gumby bears.
I'm like staring at
So
pictures.
what do we?
of bears in the desert. Cool.
Are they cute?
They look like they could eat you.
Oh, why does he
Sounds
always look
like
wet?
Asked.
So Harmon, what would you do if you were in that situation?
Oh, I'm putting pedal to the metal. I'm knocking that fucker into the next dimension.
But it was like just
Me
a deformed
and my
person.
shitty 2012 Passat. Well, fucker shouldn't be in the road now, should he? You're gonna be ugly and play Frogger. You're gonna get what's coming.
Well, I mean, these people were going to hit it, you know, and it moved so fast they missed it.
Yeah.
And we also
Maybe
have to
I
give
was
credence to
born.
this guy who
Ugly
posted
people
this.
can be fat.
He was 7 years old, 6 or 7 when this happened.
Oh, I didn't see shit.
Wait,
He was 6 or 7 when he saw this.
well,
But like, I'm assuming over the years, like that became very
Okay,
like
so-
one of those traumatic memories that you can't help but remember. And he probably spoke with his father
His
and
dad
with his
may-
father's friend.
Dave just ran over an ugly person.
Yeah, no,
And
I
they
think
just told
it's-
him it was like a skinwalker.
okay, now we're like using this poor anonymous man's experience and trying to say that his family's murderers. I really don't think that is the direction we
So-
should be going.
Sorry, I question the credibility of Neptune 420.
Hey now.
And his story from when he was
You're an awesome.
This story, he posted this story 5 years ago. So it would have been like probably, I don't know how old this guy is, but let's say hypothetically like 20 years before that. So we're looking at like 25 years ago or something.
What fucking sad 27-year-old is on fucking, it was on 4chan?
It was Reddit.
Oh, Reddit? Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say, bitch, I'm 22 and I'm on Reddit.
I'm on Reddit too, man. Fucking
Yeah,
shit. That's
so-
where I get all my D&D memes.
All your D&D memes, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
Okay, we're getting off track. This is no longer spooky.
So what are we rating the spookiness here?
Come on, it was a good story.
It was like 5.
I'm saying
I think it was spookier than JP's
if
story.
the last one was a 7, I'm giving it I'm giving it 6.
No. How? What? My story was spookier than JP's, and I will stand by that fact. Thank you very much. I'm giving myself an 8.
No, I'm just it has the advantage of being longer, so it has more time to settle in the mood, you know?
I guess. I'm offended. It's fine.
What if they're both 7? They're both 7. Because I think they're neck and neck.
I refuse to compromise.
You refuse to compromise? I refuse to compromise.
I refuse to compromise.
Okay, Harmon, it's your
Are
turn.
you dying? Are you dying, Jake?
I refuse to compromise.
Well, okay. I refuse to compromise, so I will die.
Try my
I
face
shall
off.
mute myself.
Recording is progress. Okay, Harmon. So it is now. You don't have to mute yourself yet.
Oh, I thought I
We're
did.
keeping that. We're keeping that.
Yeah, I feel
Good.
like we should.
We're
'Cause that
keeping
was
that.
it was a very interesting noise that was
Just
happening.
randomly in the video. Just me going. And then
Okay,
cutting out.
Harvard. So you are next in the spooky stories. If you would like to begin.
Yes.
Yeah, fucking give it to us, baby.
All right.
Harmon,
We didn't need all
I
that.
did something
there.
a bit different.
Oh, different. We like different.
Yeah, we do.
Lay it on us.
See,
Lay it
I
on
did,
me.
I did. If you let me fucking talk. I did a folk story that I rewrote to gel a bit better narratively. So this is a
Ooh.
mostly original Harmon creation based off an old folk story
I'm
neat.
that I think
excited.
is quintessential to
Quintessential.
the Halloween season.
Ooh. All right. Let's get this. Let's get into
I
it.
just want to say real quick, it's probably going to be a very obvious cut at the beginning of this, and people are going to think I'm on drugs because I got upbeat really quick. I'm not.
I'm confused. What are you saying?
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, cut all that out, Harmon.
They're going to think you're on drugs because you started off going, ooh.
That's my point.
Okay. Harmon, so please enlighten
So-
us with your story. We will mute ourselves.
This next story comes from the ivory shores of Ireland, back from the time before the modern age, back before Halloween was about trick-or-treating and costumes and candy, back when it went by a more hallowed, holy name, Samhain. And it brings us to a man, a mean man by the name of Jack. Now, he was popularly known as Stingy Jack, and he was the village blacksmith. But he wasn't known for his crafts, he was known for his behavior. He was known as a violent man who would spend his evenings in the tavern getting drunk. He would spend every coin he could, and when he had no more to spend, he would threaten and bully others into buying drinks for him. It was during one of these nights where he was spending his night looking through the world via the bottom of a glass bottle. He was by himself. No one would dare get too close. He had quite a reputation after all. And he didn't feel like drinking by himself. So he turned around and said, if no one will sit with me, I invite the devil himself to join me for a drink. Now, of course, his invite went unanswered for a while, and he went back to sullenly drinking until a few hours later, and a stranger sauntered in. The stranger wore a long black cloak that was bone dry, even though it was raining outside. He sauntered up to the counter and offered to buy Jack a drink, and of course, Jack, being the alcoholic that he was, accepted quite eagerly. They spent a few hours just sharing drinks. The stranger always seemed to have enough coin to pay for it. And eventually, Jack turned to the stranger and said, if you don't mind me asking, I've never seen your face here before. Who are you? To which the stranger replied in rhyme. The answer is simple, as you may fear. Who am I but who you invited here? Known to all by infernal fame. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. It was at that moment that Jack recognized his guest, Beelzebub, Old Scratch, the devil. He, of course, confused, asked the devil what he was doing here, almost instinctively crossing himself, to which the devil replied that Jack had been a very, very nasty man, and he had come to take his soul. Jack kind of knew this day was inevitable. He deserved it after all. He lived a rotten, wretched life and was a rotten, wretched man. So he looked at the devil and said, sure, I'll come with you. But will you do me the favor of buying me one last drink? The devil agreed. But Jack didn't want him to just simply spend some coin. You see, Jack never liked the bartender. The bartender was a religious man, a nice man, a righteous man. He would spend every Sunday in church, and he was quite judgmental of Jack, although he was always happy to take his money. And Jack, as one final act, wanted to play a little trick on him. So he asked the devil to turn into a coin. He'll buy the drink with the coin.
The devil turned back into the devil, and this good, righteous Christian man would be out of money. So the devil agreed. He turned into a coin, silver, of course, for it is silver that Judas betrayed Jesus. Jack took the coin and stuck it in his pocket. You see, in his pocket was a rosary, an old cross that his mother had given him right before she died. And being next to that close to a symbol of his enemy, the devil almost seethed in pain. You couldn't be close to something holy, something consecrated, and to be next to it caused intense agony. And Jack knew it, and he was willing to cut the devil a deal. He would take him out of the pocket, he would free him if the devil agreed to never come back and take Jack's soul. The devil agreed and was released. Now Jack went on to be a mean, rotten, wretched man for many more years before eventually the drinking caught up to him. And he died a relatively normal death. His kidney failed. And the devil kept true to his word and never came to collect Jack's soul. Now Jack went where all souls go when they are turned away from hell, heaven. But as he stood at the pearly gates, St. Peter looked over the list of all of his various sins and decided, no, Jack had no right being here. And he turned him away. Jack then decided if no, heaven wouldn't take him, he'll try hell instead. And he wandered through the darkness between the two worlds until, guided by the amber glow of hellfire, he found himself at the iron gates of Inferno. But the devil recognized him, and the devil wanted nothing to do with him. So the devil turned him back. But Jack didn't want to go back into the darkness. He had seen the void between heaven and hell and earth, the absolute pitch black nothingness. So he begged the devil to give him some light, one burning coal to light his way between the worlds. And the devil agreed. The devil snatched up one burning coal and threw it to Jack, who caught it. But as soon as he caught it, it scorched his very soul. His features were replaced with fiery holes that blazed hellfire. His eyes, his nose, his mouth, all scorched with flame. And the devil said, unwanted from heaven and hell, so in the dark you shall dwell. Yet your pains shall be dire, crowned with a face of fire. Betwixt two worlds you watch the gates, and that shall be your final fate. Hunt the spirits you slip between the thinning veil on Halloween. Jack was given his final job. As penance for his acts, he was to wander the world so that every Samhain, when the spirits lived forth from the land of the dead, it was his job to round them up and take them back to where they belong. For years, people observed Jack's light in the distance as he rounded up all the ghosts, and they realized they could use this to protect themselves. If one wanted to protect their home or house from these evil spirits, they would make effigies of Jack, something that looked like him but wasn't him. Little gourds with faces carved into them that go by the name of jack-o'-lanterns. The end.
Very nice. Every time I hear that story, I always just, it takes me back. It's very nostalgic feeling.
All right. Any thoughts? Anyone?
I too would invite the devil to drink with me if I was alone in a bar, but I would make sure I wasn't a shitty fucking person before doing it, because seriously, dude, like that is not very rude indeed of Jack to do this.
What the devil's gonna show up in the bar and you're gonna check your Rolodex of good and bad deeds?
Yes, exactly.
Gotta make sure that I haven't done anything too wrong.
Yeah, well, from Jack's story,
Check your honor score.
he was pretty piece of shit. So, I just think it would be kind of fun to drink with the devil, especially if he's buying the drinks. So that's the stigma. But I think it was good, Hartman. You did good.
So, thank you. I'm very proud of the rhymes I came up with.
They were very rhymey. Very, very rhymey. I like them.
Thank you.
JP
How about you, Jake? Any
opinions.
thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I also
Did you drink
enjoyed
with the devil
that.
in the pale moonlight?
No, fuck that.
Come on.
He drink with me.
So you're saying you're worse than the devil?
I'm saying I can outdrink the devil. That's what I'm saying. Oh God, I'm gonna die tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Devil went down to AA meeting.
I know. That was the first thing I got out of was like, devil came down from Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal.
I also like to say it was a pirate.
What?
What pirate? What?
What?
So you made Beelzebub sound like a pirate, not like that.
Oh, that was intentional. Oof.
I
Arg.
also to make fun of Kinsey real quick. So this is in Ireland, and she sent me a text that says to wear a kilt.
I know it's
Anyone
not
who doesn't-
Scotland.
I just had to point that out.
I'm
That's
sorry.
what you said to me.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God.
Listen, Harvin.
Here goes
you,
our Irish audience.
you got really into like your storytelling, and your accent started to change a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. and like, yeah, you said Ireland, and I was like, well, JP was looking for an excuse to wear his kilt. Like, it might not be Scotland, but nothing's wrong with a good
Yeah,
kilt.
wear a
man.
kilt on the podcast so the audience can't see it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He could just never mind. You know what? I'm just gonna
What?
I'm not gonna say anything more. I was just trying to be a helpful person. Because JP wanted to wear his kilt.
We love you, Kenzie.
Thank you. Love you too. But JP would just wear the fucking
Yeah.
kilt.
Yeah, I did. I put it on though, but and I took it off.
Oh.
I've gotten bigger since I bought that, and it was kind of hard to sit in.
Oh my God. I'm so
It kind
sorry.
of it choked me. It was like choking my sternum a little bit. And I was like, I gotta take it off.
I can just imagine you doing all this while Harmon's
This
telling
is-
us a spooky story.
Yeah, I was.
This
You sent me
is
that text, and I was
officially
like, I'm
the
gonna go put it on.
tangent episode.
This is a tangent episode. I'm so sorry. Anyways,
What
can we
are we
rate
without
the
the tangents?
spookiness
Oh,
of
no.
Harmon's story?
I don't know that it was that spooky, but it was a good story.
Yeah, it was a good story, just not that spooky.
Spook factor, I'm gonna give it a 5. Overall factor, I'm gonna give it an 8.
I agree with those numbers, JP.
Thank
I do.
you.
So then let's break it down the middle. Just give him a 7. And then we all three got
Yeah,
7s
7.
for our spooky
And then-
stories today.
777. We win in Vegas.
Oh, hell
Yeah, baby.
That means we gotta go to Vegas now just to
No, it doesn't. I don't gamble. I ain't dumb.
gambling can be fun.
Go for the buffets.
Or the alcohol.
I don't go to casinos.
I've been to a few.
This episode is all over the damn place.
It is. Why don't you go to casinos though?
Why would I go to a place that's trying to take my money?
Every fucking place you go to takes your money. dude.
No, they give me things for my money. The casinos just want to take my money.
I mean, like, true, but like at the same time, what if you win?
The likelihood of that is not high.
That's a big if.
Oh, not necessarily. I think I walked away with like $20 once.
Wow.
But this is after I like
I
put
could buy
100
myself a whole
in.
pizza.
So really, I lost like
Bruh.
$80.
I won negative money.
Supposed to
Yeah.
convince me?
Oh, I still had a lot of fun though. It was a good time. I went with my mom. 10 out of 10, good time. I recommend. Anyways,
So, any
That's just-
closing thoughts?
this was a fucking
It's
roller
Halloween
coaster of an
season.
episode.
It's great.
I had fun.
Hopefully the trick or treat becomes a yearly tradition for the Cryptid Code.
It would be fun. I would enjoy it. I enjoyed our spooky storytellings in preparation for the spooky season. I am even wearing spooky pants to hype me for this episode. So
If Neil Gaiman watches this and listens to me, what's up?
that's all you have to say to Neil Gaiman.
That's all I have to say to Neil Gaiman.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. Is he still? Hey Google.
Yes,
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
he has a very active Twitter.
He has an active Twitter, and that's how you base it.
If If Neil Gaiman sees this, I really hope he just tweets a link out and says, "I'm still alive."
He
No
is
contact.
60 years old. He is 60.
Don't him and like Stephen King always comment on each other's stuff?
I have no idea.
I believe
Are
so.
they friends?
I don't know. Stephen King seems like a cool guy though. So does Neil Gaiman. They both seem like cool guys.
Yeah, with all those like freaking nightmares they have running around their heads all the time.
Yeah, probably great.
You know, I have only read one Stephen
So-
King novel, and it wasn't even one of his scary ones.
Was it The Dark Tower?
It was the
was it,
11/22/63 JFK's assassination one.
I have not fucking seen that or read that one.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Well,
I have no
can't
idea if it's going to
say-
stay in the episode, but how was it?
Oh, I can't say that I've successfully read the whole thing because I could tell you I didn't. But it's a 900 page book. It's 900 pages. Listen, and you know, Stephen King's very wordy. I got about 400 pages in, and I will say it was really, really good. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I had to stop because it was just. I mean, I got 400 pages in 2 months. I am a person who reads like 600-page books in one day. Okay, I couldn't do it.
Stephen King, if you see this, what's up?
Make your book shorter.
Make your book shorter. No, we have to remove all of that. I don't want
Make
Stephen
it,
King to know
make it
that I judge
20
his
pages
writing.
max.
20 pages.
No, we can't. We have to edit that out. I'm sorry. I don't want.
Five
I want to finish
pages,
this while I
Stephen
wait for
King.
my dentist appointment.
I don't want Stephen King to think I hate his writing because I like it, but
Stephen
it's
King.
just very wordy.
Make it 5 pages.
Make it 5 pages.
Make it I. You don't need the T. Stop being so fucking self-indulgent.
Jesus
Stephen
Christ.
King,
All of
write a
this.
shorter version of The Dark Tower because it's a lot.
All of it. Edit it out. All of
You
it.
put it
Make
in
it
one
just the
book,
tower.
not like a million.
Okay. Are we ending this episode now?
Shawshank Redemption, just Shaw Red.
before
Shaw
we
Red.
before we fall off the deep end here, are we done? Are we gonna do an
Cujo is
outro?
okay though.
Let's do an outro.
Is there any other writers you guys like?
No, I'm not talking about any of the writers I still like.
Lovecraft, but he's racist.
H.P. Lovecraft? Your cat was.
Yeah.
You should have named him that. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh my god.
If anybody doesn't know, look it up.
Don't look it up. You'll be very sad.
If
You'll
you
be very
know, you
sad.
know. If you don't,
You know.
you're lucky.
Yeah. If you
Okay,
know.
so we're cutting like 20 minutes of this out.
Oh,
Yeah, we're cutting
100%.
out all of it. All of
Do y'all-
it. So what are you guys dressing for Halloween?
Neil Gaiman. What's up?
So you're gonna wear a black coat?
Yep, that's it.
Harmon, what are you being?
I actually made a homemade scarecrow costume. Like I bought a
Ooh.
burlap sack and made a scarecrow mask out of it. I
Nice.
scared a kid at work when they let us for the weekend.
That's amazing.
I made a kid cry.
Oh my god. So you
I
were
should
very
laugh.
scary.
I had to take the mask off and be like, no, I'm just a person underneath. And
Oh,
it
Scooby
did
Doo
not help.
episode.
So apparently I'm
Oh.
really ugly.
Were you the
Um,
person in the desert?
were you the person in the desert?
Nothing.
I got it. I understood.
I'm glad somebody remembered.
They saw my mask, screamed. I pulled the mask off. They screamed louder. It wasn't good for my self-esteem.
that.
I am going to be a
But,
siren, and Matthew is going to be my drowned sailor. I am excited.
For those
Aw,
at home, Matthew is her boyfriend.
he is my boyfriend. Hello, boyfriend Matthew. He's in the office with me currently. Anyways, this was a very fun
Okay,
Halloween
Office is a
episode.
Office is a little too professional sounding for what we do.
Okay, I am in the room where we keep our computers, and we currently have 3 cats in here with us as well. So, you know, it's a fun time.
But this was fun. Maybe we should make this like a regular thing every year.
This is
Trick or
literally
treat.
us sharing scary stories and then shooting the shit at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Good job, guys. Happy fucking Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy fucking Halloween.
This has been the Cryptid Code. If you enjoy our stuff, subscribe for more episodes. You can follow our Twitter at the Cryptid Code on Twitter. You'll see photos from our investigations, random thoughts, things like that. And above all else, happy Halloween and stay spooky out there.